Hi, this is Dylan Hayes on March 5th, and this is my response speech to the editorial speech I chose on gun research. The editorial I chose talks mostly about the idea of gun research and gun control not being present in the country within the past 20 or so years by an anonymous author. His claim is that we need gun research to formulate, analyze, and evaluate gun policy to focus on what works and refine or reject what does not. I personally agree with this claim, but disagree with some of the subclaims that he presented in his editorial. My claim is we need gun research to formulate, analyze, and evaluate gun policy, but we do not need to blame organizations like the NRA for lack of research. The editor's first subclaim is that public health research is the key area to start in to help with prevention of death, disability, and injury. I agree with this first subclaim. I definitely do. I think we need to focus on the guns and gun users. We need to help people understand the actual health threats that come with owning a gun. We need to enforce gun policy, and with that comes background checks, self-storage devices, life tactics, child-proofing, and safety equipment. People need to truly understand what they're getting their hands on whenever they do purchase a gun. We need to strictly enforce background checks so that guns don't get in the wrong hands of wrong people with criminal records. Background checks have an effect on inappropriate procurement of guns and licensed dealers, but private gun sales require no background check. Laws mandating a minimum age for gun ownership reduce gun fatalities, but firearms still pass easily from legal owners to juveniles and other legally prescribed individuals, such as felons and/or persons with mental illness. Kellerman, 2012. I personally definitely agree with this subclaim. We need to strongly enforce more background checks when purchasing firearms. The editor's second subclaim is that the NRA has always been against the idea of gun control. The anonymous author says that the NRA views gun violence as a non-health hazard, does not want to declare gun violence as a public health hazard, and denounced research as, quoted, political masquerade of opinion of medical science. Not all of these points are true. The NRA definitely does have their own opinion of gun research and gun control, but they're not completely 100% against. They are definitely trying to help in any way they can with getting people to more or less understand what comes with owning a gun. And I have support from a source quoted says, a majority of members of the National Rifle Association supported many of these policies that involve gun control. For instance, 84% of gun owners and 74% of NRA members support requiring a universal background check system for all gun sales. Colleen, 2013. These stats definitely show that the NRA really is trying to make a difference in helping the fight of preventing firearms from getting into the wrong hands. They understand the level of security that goes involved in the purchasing of guns, and they basically want America and people in America to feel safe whenever they do purchase a gun or when they see other people purchasing guns, and knowing that the person purchased it legally and they have no criminal record. They're not trying to go against that, which the editor basically said. An additional source to prove my point, in 2011, firearm injuries accounted for 32,163 deaths in the United States, nearly as many as 34,677 fatalities from motor traffic incidents. This total includes 19,766 suicides, 11,101 homicides, and 851 deaths from accidental discharge of firearms. Yet, federal law prohibits all Department of Health and Human Services agencies, including the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention and the National Institutes of Health, Steinbrook, 2013. This source shows that it's not just the agencies or organizations trying to prevent gun research. There are also other higher perspectives to look at. Blaming in the end does nothing. We need to step up and take control of what's actually going on. We can't sit and blame the NRA for lack of gun research because they're truly trying to help. We can't blame the CDC because they are definitely trying to help. And we basically can't just keep blaming everyone. We have to actually take a stand and do the research and understand what is going on without just being able to point fingers.